Hello everybody, I'm back. Now I'm gonna start sounding like the show Reading Rainbow. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by, of course, J.K. Rowling. I just want to say, my advice to everybody is you should first start listening to the audiobook because it's pretty awesome. I mean, I only have book one so far, but this video obviously is about Harry Potter and how I got into it. Okay, it was probably about, let's see, the original book came out in 1997, I think. The first movie came out in 2001. At least I would think it was 1997. It might have been 98 in the U.S., but I think by Prisoner of Azkaban came out, the book came out, in the UK and the US at the same time. Maybe that's why I'm confused, but darn it. Okay. I mean, I didn't get into the books until about 2000, at least 2005, I think. I was on my travel group my second year. I was 22. My friends were reading the book, and I was at Barnes & Noble last weekend, a couple of weekends ago, and they have Harry Potter stuff everywhere, obviously. I just bought a Hermione doll recently, and I have Hermione's wand, which is right here. But anyway, okay, 2007 rolls around. I knew the last book was coming out, and I went on my travel group again. We went to out west, and my friends started buying the book, and it took me about half a dozen bookstores, I'm serious, to find the book, and we ended up in a bookstore in California, and I finally found the book. My friends were reading it, and I was like, how's the book going? And I mean, at this point, I had never actually read Harry Potter, and I mean, I had to carry a book that's 579 pages long. I mean, the book is like, my original book is obviously very beaten down. I mean, this book has tape on it, of course. I mean, I've had this book for about, I'm not sure actually. It could be 10 years. I don't know. I mean, I've had different copies of I have the book on my phone, and I have in my iPad, and I have the illustrated books that came out few years ago. Sorry, I keep playing my hair. Yeah. And there's only 4 illustrated books right now. I think Lord of the Phoenix is, I mean, I'm sure, hopefully it's being written right now and will come out at some point. It could be this year, but I don't know. With all this craziness going on, who knows? But anyway, of course, I bought the book. I mean, I don't remember how much it cost. I mean, it was at least $40 or so. I mean, the first book is about $10 on Amazon in the bookstore. The audiobook is like $30, by the way, so try to make sure you read that amount to make sure that it's correct. But I haven't listened to the audiobook in I think that's going to be a plan of mine for this weekend. I mean, it's only hump day right now, so I mean, I could do it while I'm getting a massage on Friday. I mean, it's only half an hour. I mean, it's half an hour there, half an hour back, and I don't know. To the salon. My mom is getting her hair done again. And anyway, I read the original, the Deathly Hallows, and I carried it, I carried it to the bus, I think, and it's hard to remember. This was 2007, so I mean, it's hard to remember. This was probably the very near the end of our trip. I think, Disneyland was our last stop, and we went to Disneyland, and the next morning, I think my credit card rolled over, and it still does that today. Oh, it's a different credit card, of course, a dozen years later. And I don't remember if I should have ordered the books on Amazon or something, but I love Amazon now, but back then I was just starting to get into that, just like Harry Potter. Like I said, I bought the books, and like I said, I've had at least 3 copies of Deathly Hallows and Goblet of Fire, and I have no idea when I started reading it. Obviously, it must have been a really boring day. Listen, I live in a very small town. There's 1,700 people. There's not a lot to do. My mom works all day. Recently, she just went back to work from 9 to 3, but comes home for lunch. But back then, she was working all the time at 8 in the morning, which I can't do. I still have to sleep till mid-morning. I keep doing that with my hair. And anyway, I just started, after I bought it, of course, started reading the books. I don't remember where I left off before I started reading this lovely book right here. Like I said, tape. Once in a while, I'll have to tape up other books. And in 2016, I took the first 2 books with me on a cruise, and after that, I started getting the books on my phone, which was a 2016 phone, and then I have the first 3, and like I said, the illustrated ones. I can really carry those. When I came home with the illustrated books, on the real books, I wasn't reading it because I don't want to get car sick. And that hasn't happened since 2012, thankfully, when I was in North Carolina taking care of my lovely late sister now. Anyway, when they first started showing the movies on TV, I don't know when that was, at least I don't remember. I got hooked, of course, and I remember one of our counselors on the trips back in 2007, she and I were exchanging emails about Harry Potter, and I still have that on my wall somewhere. Yeah, I think I see it. I have a couple of posters to hang up. Obviously, the first Harry Potter movie, and then I have the new Wonder Woman movie, which is supposed to come out now in bloody October. May, I think it was supposed to come out in May, and then it got delayed because of all this fake coronavirus stuff, and then now October. Then June, and then October. I mean, the theaters here, well, in Iowa are open, but I think they should just release the movie already and wait till October for everywhere else in the country, especially, New York and California, Florida, maybe in Texas. I don't know. Anyway, showing the movies, obviously, who's in it? I would recommend David Thewlis, Gary Oldman, Maggie Smith, everybody in the universe. Richard Harris, Richard Griffiths, Julie Walters, and the kids, of course, even Robin Pattinson, who went to be in Twilight, of course, and just put it this way, I'm trying to grow out my hair, but I keep cutting it off, and anyway, so that's all I can remember about. Yeah. When I went to see the last movie, this was 2011 and 2012 was the last. 2011 was the last one. I saw the first part with my sister, and then at the end of 2010, I think I did. I can't remember. And now she's gone, and she died in April of 2011. So, and then she didn't get to see the last part, unfortunately. But so that's basically the gist of the movies. Of course, when they're on TV, and sometimes there's like Harry Potter's on, and there's Divergent, or Batman vs. Superman, or Wonder Woman, or sometimes I watch all of them at the same time, depending on my mood and stuff. But Harry Potter's been over for almost it's 2011. Now when they did Fantastic Beasts a few years ago, it's obviously the prequel, and then I mentioned the second one. It has a young McGonagall, who was, of course, played by Maggie Smith in the movies, of course. But in Fantastic Beasts, she was young, and people are confused about, what age McGonagall is supposed to be in the movie, and Maggie Smith is like 80 now, I think. My house is about her age. And Maggie Smith obviously is amazing, of course, like everybody else in Harry Potter. And like everybody else, of course. But anyway, that's all I can think about at the moment. So again, thanks everybody for watching, and thanks to Harry Potter for all the fun. Well, also yeah, there are all the scary parts, of course, but I think every movie has that. I should do some more movie reviews, or I really need to listen to the audiobook. It's been, like I said, months. I try to, I can't talk. When I'm on my phone, I have it right here, so that's, like I said, it's obviously, oh gosh.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone
It's
by J.K. Rowling.
But yeah, the audiobooks are obviously awesome, and the same person does all the voices, which is, it's hard to believe that one person can do all the voice. So, I mean, I'd be probably losing my voice and everything by that point. And, you know, back when I was, they had the audiobooks in the bookstores. Back then it was Borders in Chicago, which is now Topshop years later. Yeah, I never bought it. I would say I'm always, like I said, every time I go to a bookstore now, it's like, I always end up, of course, in the Harry Potter section. Because the Barnes & Noble moves this stuff around so much. It's like in the middle of the store, which is huge. Plus, now recently they added, you have to go inside the store but not into the mall, just next to a food court, which you have to go outside and back into the mall around to get into Barnes & Noble. And there's a gate on the other side. I can't go in, like I said, I can't go into the bloody mall. Which really stinks. I mean, they're trying to be safe, but, you know, it's getting silly anyway. And also thanks J.K. Rowling for running Harry Potter in the first place, and the cast, of course, for being awesome and growing up with her eyeballs. I know this was a long video, but I love Harry Potter. Keep buying Harry Potter stuff. It's not just, I do Wonder Woman stuff, you know. But anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day, everybody, and a great week. What's left of it. And go listen to the audiobook and read all the books and watch all the movies.